Okay, sir. We are live now, sir.
Okay. Uh, Good afternoon, one and all. This is Dr. Yaswansi Jadeja. I'm currently working as associate professor at Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Science, Marwad University. And today I'm going to cover research methodology, few of the topics that we'll discuss, which will definitely helpful for your research endeavor. And definitely some of the points will be effectively useful for your research also. At least we can cover a few of the concept which is very required to understand the research. So in this lecture, we'll identify a few of the basic concept of the research. We'll start with the definition, some introduction about the research. We'll also cover the type of the research, and at the point of time, we'll identify characterization of the different type of research also. So these are the some disclaimer. Whatever the content that I am presenting, it's strictly for the academic purpose. There are no any kind of commercial or other consider will be considered for that. This is strictly for the research and just only for the academic purpose only. So whatever images or anything that is covered, there are no any kind of professional benefits with respect to that. So I'll start with my introduction. So I completed my PhD in analytical chemistry 2017. I have 6 years of research experience in the Center of Excellence and UTD, and having 8 years of experience in Marwan University as associate professor. I published almost 37 national and international publication, 17 national and international conference attended. Few of the conference, international conference also organized during my academic and research. Also, I am very interested to give the technical knowledge sharing with the students. So, with respect to that, I organized almost 17 workshop based on the analytical tools. As of now, I'm supervising the 6 PhD students, and one PhD students already submitted thesis, and PhD degree also awarded to him. So these are the expertise. I think you are a science student, so might be definitely it will be requirement of any of the expertise. Then definitely I'm available for you people. I have expertise in all type of spectroscopy, chromatography, thermal method of analysis, then after electrochemical methods and others. Okay, so anytime you can just connect with me. Will definitely help you in your research, and we'll do some collaborative work also in future. So, without wasting time, let's we move to the our main things that we are going to discuss today for about 1.5 hours. That is about the research. So, we'll start with the meaning of research. So, what is research? We can say that research are always connected with respect to all the sciences branch, or not only the science, but each and everywhere you can identify the research. So, like for example, if you are students from the physics, if you are students from the literature, any students from the mathematics, engineering, law, or whether you are from the MBA, any of the science that you are connected, or any of the stream that you are connected, research is very, very important. The thing is that it will directly connected with the societal importance, and that's why it is required to understand the basics of the research. So once we consider the research, what is research? There are we can say that there are different type of thinking for the research. So you can say that once you're identifying a different type of publications, books, any literature, you will identify a different type of definition of the research. But main core thing is that research is just basics, the search of the knowledge. So if you have eagerness about the knowledge, definitely research is your topic. Okay, so with respect to that, you can identify the what actual problems are going on, and you will investigate, and you will identify the answer of that particular questions by using the scientific and systematic way. You are collecting certain type of information of this specific topic that you are interested, you are eager to know about that, and then you can get the answer from that particular research. So that's why it is required to your interest also once you are doing any kind of research, whatever research that you are right now doing. Okay, or you will do it. I think you are PhD students, so you will do it. Okay, so you can say that it's a scientific, or you can say that it is a art of scientific investigation. So for art, it is required to know about it. It is required some basic skills also you require, and then after you can perform the scientific investigation. So with respect to that, we can say that a simple and a very layman language, that research is generally known as a search of knowledge. Okay, But the thing is that how this particular art will useful. So the thing is that this art will be definitely useful to discover the answer of the questions by using the scientific procedure. Scientific procedure will be any of this, whether you are using any ICT tools, whether you are using the very hi-fi instruments, whether you are utilizing any of the chemicals, any of the materials, whatever the things, whatever methods that is available to give the answer of your research, that is only comes with respect to that particular art of the research. Main aim of the research to find out the truth which might be hidden, because generally what we are doing, the research will be considered for the novel thing or something new. Okay, not you can say that the novel, but at least you can say that the something new which is not discovered yet. Like for example, there are so many space works are going on, so with respect to that you are identifying new technique to see the space. You are getting some new tools developed where give the study of the space science and all things. So that is also considered as a research. Okay, like for example, those who are chemistry people, we are always identify that carbon having a six atomic number, but we never know that how this atomic number is come. So if you are finding certain type of things, that is also called as a research. Nowadays AI is very interestingly is going on. So that's why if you are doing any development with respect to the AI, whether you are relating with respect to the your core subject, whether you are from biology, microbiology, chemistry, physics, maths, but if you are connecting the AI with your topic and to identify that truth that is completely hidden, that is also considered as a research. Okay, like as we know that previously we are using this type of mobiles, and I think this mobiles might be your parents used, or I think you've already seen this type of this type of mobiles. But the thing is that nowadays very latest very smartphones are available. This is only because of the research in time in field of telecommunication, or you can say that the mobiles and all things. That is the main objective, or you can say that the main application of the research. If you have that particular target, then definitely you will get the answer of that. But the thing is that research required motivation. Which type of motivation? And you have certain type of desire to face the challenges in solving the unsolved problems. Okay, so whenever you are doing research, first of all what you will do, you will identify the problem statement, or you can say that you are identify the problem. Now the thing is that you need to design the results, or you can say the answers of that particular problem with respect to the research. So it required a very challenging phenomena, and with respect to that only you can get the answer. Even it is required intellectual joy. You should love your work, whatever work that is given by your research as your supervisor, whatever work that you are desiring, whatever work that you are doing in your research. So that's why what happened, it is required intellectual joy from the researcher, and a certain type of creative work also. Like if you're doing certain type of creative work, then definitely you will get the answer of your research. After all, these all things will be utilized for the societal benefits. Okay, so you have motivation to give the service to the society. Okay, and if you are doing if you are doing something good to the society, definitely you will get the respect from that also. Okay, so you can say that research is not just a degree, but you can say that it is also have a certain type of benefits from that also, which we need to get after the end of the research. Okay, now next is about the nature of the research. What type of nature it is doing going on with respect to the research. So first you have a question, what is the nature, which type of research that we can do. So research can be any type. Any type, it means like for example, if you are citing any of the facts, any of the basic concept, any of the data after the number of experiments, number of survey, number of observation, you're collecting the data and you are converting into the quantitative phenomena, qualitative analysis. It is considered as research. Might be it be data based on the economic, might be the fact that is based on the theory, might be the concept that is based on the information. All things once you are representing, ultimately it has available insights of the your audience, then it is considered research. It's not like for example you are collecting the data, you are interpreting, and then you are submitting your thesis for the research. is only the research, but yeah, you are performing any of the experimental data, and you are collecting some information which is very useful for the audience that you are targeting, then definitely it will be considered as a research. Like you can say that if you are doing a simple bioinformatic phenomena, like those people who are from the bioinformatic, if you are doing a simple simulation studies, but definitely it will be impactful result that you are getting from that, it is also considered as a research, and there are number of research publication that you can get it from that. Some of the people, those who are doing the research in marketing, then some they are doing artistic, any kind of work that you are doing, any project was humanities or other branches, they are also considered as a research with respect to that. Now, the thing is that once you are proceeding the research, it should be a systematic and critical investigation. It's not like, for example, you data collected and you are just pasting into the your paper and you are getting the good research. But you need to perform the systematic experiments. You need to identify a certain parameters for that, and then you need to investigate very critically, and then it can be considered as a research. Like, for example, first of all, you need to identify the variables, it means the samples that you are targeting for your research. Collect the methodology, collect the research inputs from the previous, from the literature, and then after that collection will be give the some analytical data, can be give the answerable, will give the answers of the different crucial research problem. Why it is required? Because ultimately it will be give the contribution to the human knowledge. Okay, so ultimately what happened, that data that you are representing in your research, it will definitely helpful for the human knowledge. So it is required to understand that whatever the research that you will performing in your upcoming next 5 to 7 years, that data will definitely should be benefited to the human knowledge. Because whenever you are doing your research, you are also using some of the literature from the different journal, from the different publications. They are also completed the research with respect to the systematic way, then and then the results will be useful for your research. So it's like connecting with respect to the each other. You can say that the generally research is very organic unity of the topics and arguments. Then that arguments will be converted into the logical flow, step by step progressions, and then you are identifying some of the evidence for that. Like, for example, science people, what we are doing some analytical data collection, like NMR, 13C, mass, IR, FTR. The microbiology people, they are doing UV, then RT-PCR, and so many data they are collecting, and then after they are filing the result, because it's required some evidence. If the evidence are then and then your research can be proved as a useful information for the human knowledge. So that's why it is required to give the supporting data, and from that what happened, you are getting the conclusion that these are the problems are there and these are the answers of that problem, research problem, with respect to the different kind of methodology. Nowadays this practice is very essential. Why it is so? Because the whatever data that is verified by the different research, it will be useful for the other also, and it will be not getting a trouble to do for the next research also. So it is very important to whatever research that you are doing, it should be systematic, and it should give the critical investigation of the research. Research can be considered as a formal, then systematic, and then intensive process also. With respect to that, what happened, you need to give the identification of the problems, then evaluating the literature, then create a hypothesis on based, design your research, describe the population collection, data collection, and analysis, and at the end of time, what happened, you are writing your reports and you are coming with the conclusion. So it's required the systematic structure of the investigation, and then you need to come off with respect to the procedure and the result, and after that you are getting the conclusion. So this is how way you can perform your research, which will be very benefited to the society. Now, the characteristic of the research. This is very interesting because before you starting your research, you need to first focus on this characteristic of the research also. So, research first characteristic is that whatever research that you are performing, it should be directed toward the solution of the problem. Solution of the problem. For example, you are from the chemistry. Let's say I assume that you are from the chemistry, and you are finding that certain type of pollution. I can say that the fluoride content is very intensively increased in the river, and you want to identify how it is increasing, and what intents of this particular impurities are there. What you will do, you will collect the data, you are performing the method, you design the method which is economically good, it is very easy to perform, and it is reproducible. Okay, so what you are doing, you are identified the problem and you are develop a method to come out with respect to that particular problems, and you are recording that particular method for the society also. From that, what happened, each and every person, those who are facing with respect to this problems, can be easily use your method and get the results, and they can also do a solution of that particular problem. So this is very important, that whatever research that you are doing, it should be strictly towards the solution of the problems. It is not required to discuss so many vague things in your research, but the result, whatever result that you drawn after your research, it should be strictly give the solution of problem. Okay, because that is the main aim of your research. Otherwise, if you are discussing something else about your research, like for example, if I am, my aim of the research is to identify the fluorine content, or we can say the fluoride content present in the river side, and if I am doing the if I'm doing the different type of research in that area, so what happen, it is vague things that I'm doing. My problem is, my research problem is to find out the content of fluoride that is present in the river side. That is the strictly you need to focus on that, and with respect to that, you can come out with respect to the result also. Next, it is required expertise. Yeah, definitely. Let's we take the example of same phenomena that we discussed previously. I want to study the fluoride content that is present in the river. Which type of expertise I know? First of all, I know the extraction of fluoride from the seawater. Then what happen? I can do a fluoride analysis and then come up with respect to the result. If I don't have expertise to do that, if I don't have expertise to collect the sample, if I don't have expertise to identify, give the method, take the method of the identification of fluoride, then it is completely waste of time that I'm doing. So it's required expertise. Like if you are doing a certain research in life science, you should have expertise in a different aspect. Like for example, you need to have expertise in how to collect the samples. If you are doing organic synthesis, then you know how to put reactions. If you are from the microbiology, then you should know how to develop a culture and how to store that culture and how the extraction will be carried out. So these are the skills, these are the expertise that you have, and then what happens with respect to that, you can get, you can perform the experiment, and with that experiments you can come out with respect to the certain type of research. So it is required skills, it's required the basic knowledge about your research, it is required qualification, and you know how to improve that, you know how to change it, you have a certain idea, and then what happened, you can get with respect to the research. So it is first, you can say that it is very important phenomena that you should have expertise in your research. Sometimes what happen, we have, if you don't have the primary expertise in that, we need to get the training from the experts, like your research guide, or you can say that the industry people, or any of the those who are expert in that particular field, and then we need to start with respect to the research. So that is very important phenomena from the side. So we need to find out the proper result from that. Now the thing is that research emphasis and the development, generalization principles and the theories that will be very useful for the predicting the future occurrence. So whatever research that you have, you should know about the theories of that particular research. Like for example, if you know, if you are working on the organic synthesis, then you should know about the basic concept of the, or you can say that the theories of the organic synthesis, how what the reactions that you are performing, and with respect to that, you can do a better research in that particular field. Whatever research that you are performing, The results should be observable experience, and empirical evidence should be also there. So it is required that you need to give a certain supporting data for that also. Whatever result that you are claiming from the research, it should give a certain type of empirical evidence also, which will prove that you have completed with respect to your research and you are getting the answer from that, and that particular research is successfully completed, you are getting the answer. Next is, whatever research that you are demand, it should be accurate observation. Okay, it is very important, because whatever data that you are drawn from the your research, that data will be a literature for the others also, or you can say that it is a base. It might be theory, it might be principles for the other research also, or might be sometimes what happen, that your research will be useful database for other also, which will give the development for the society, for the environment, and some, for the industrial benefits also. Okay, so whatever data that you are presenting in your research, it should be accurate observation, and then what happened, you need to give a certain description of that particular, in a proper manner, in a scientific manner, that how these results are come out from the research. So which is very very important. Whatever description that you are presenting, it should be completely follow each and every steps, each and every basics phenomena that you need to include, and that particular description will be useful for the audience that you are targeting, whether you are from the chemistry, whether you are from microbiology, whether you are from biology, physics, environment science, any of the discipline that you are representing, then this particular data will be very very useful for that particular people also. Next is, the research involves the gathering a new data. Gathering new data, it means whatever the data which is still it's not present in a presenting form, that will be considered as a new data from the primary or first hand sources. As I said, that whatever research that you are presenting, it might be the base of the other research. So whatever research that you are doing, you are taking a certain type of primary or first hand sources, and then after you are proposing your new research. Okay, so this is the thing how you can do it. But the thing is that, what are the tools, what are the things, what are the methods that is available to collect the new data? So for that, you can say consider as observation, you can say that the interviews or focus on the groups, then transactional tracking, social media monitoring, certain type of forms, survey, online tracking. Like we are people generally doing the online tracking, like we are searching the some of the novelty or the new things of the research from the research publications or somewhere from something else, and from that what happened, we are identifying these are the problems are available, which is need to be highlighted or which is need to the interest of the study. So from that we are getting the data, we are gather it, and we are proposing in our research. Now the thing is that research is very characterized by design of procedures. Okay, like in a vague way, if you are doing your research, it's not a thing. Okay, you need to follow each and every steps of the research, and then what happen, you can get the answer. Okay, then is getting the answer, and this answer will be very very effective for the people who are doing a certain type of research in that field, or those who are taking the application of your research for the societal benefit. Okay, so it is very effectively that you need to perform the you need to design a specific procedure. Like first of all, you need to identify the problem, evaluate literature for that particular problem, create a hypothesis. It might be accepted, it might be rejected, but you need to design a certain hypothesis. From that, you need to design your research, describe the population. Like for example, if you are doing a specific target, data collection, then data analysis, and then after you need to write the conclusion. Then after you need to write the conclusion. So this is the how you need to follow each and every step of the research. At the end of point, you can get the answer that these are the problems is completely solved. But the thing is that the answer should be from the question which is not solved yet. It means whatever research problem that you have identified in your research, it should be new. Then and then it's considered as a research. Okay, so might be the base of that research is very known. Like for example, if you are doing organic synthesis, you are working on the indole derivative molecules. So indole is very previously it is evolved, and then number of reactions are there for the preparation of indole, but the derivatives whatever you are identifying, it should be new. It should be new to the research. Then and then that research, that particular practical will be considered as a research. So whatever the task that you are performing during your research, it should not be yet solved. That should be completely new for the audience, or the new information that you are representing to the society. So that's why it is very important that the whatever research that you are presenting, it should be new. But the thing is that how you are employed the specific procedure for the data collection, and from that data collection how you can come to the conclusion. So it will be depending on your research. Okay, it completely depending on your research, what type of thing that you are presenting in your research. Like for example, those who are doing an research in microbiology, they are identifying some of the species from the fungi. Then you need to find out what are the procedure, what are the method to extract the that particular constraint from the fungi by utilizing a different type of extraction phenomena. And then you are performing the experiments, you are getting the results, you are performing a different analytical tools to identify the structure of the species, or the information that you are getting for that particular species. So it will be completely depending on your method, on your research, which type of research that you are performing, and for that which method that you are doing to identify that the data which is supporting your research, and you are proving during your PhD program. So that's why what happened, it is very important to employ a certain type of procedure, and from that what happened, you can get a certain results coming from that data or that particular procedure. So achieving the objective and the goal objective of that particular research, it is very important to find out the procedure which is effectively employed to collect the results of your research, and then after you can come up with respect to the conclusion. And the thing is that very important thing for the research is about the patience and unhurried activities. Okay, so you need to keep in patience in that. Sometimes what happened, I also completed my PhD. During my PhD also, these things is very important for me. Like for example, we are performing number of experiments, number of things we are doing during our research. But the thing is that sometimes that method is not going right. In a way, we are not getting the results. Even not in a year, in a 2 years, we are not getting results. Might be it is possible that the method that you have selected is completely wrong. You need to go with respect to the literature survey, identify the correct method, and then you need to perform again the entire research. So research is not like in a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It's take a long process. Sometimes it is long process, sometimes it's very small time or period that you can get the results from that. But the thing is that we need to keep the patience until and unless that we are getting the result of our research, and problem should be cited from our research. Okay, so this is the thing that we need to keep in mind. If you are not getting the results, just do again the same thing, or find out the new method, new process, new things from the literature review, and then we can come up with respect to the new method, and then you will get the answer for sure. Okay, it is very important to keep it in mind that definitely you will get the answer. But the thing is that you should have determinant power, and you should have the patience in you during your research program, and then definitely you will get the answers. Now, whenever you are performing the research, it's just completely keep it in your mind that you need to perform whatever results, it should be collected carefully, recorded, and the results that is drawn from that, it should be accurate. It should be accurate. It is also advisable that whatever the data you recorded and collected, it should be verified by the others also, or you can say that it should be verified by the different method. It should be verified by different aspect also. Okay, which give the comprehensive record of the research process and results. So that's why it should be keep it in mind that it should be completely accurate, and it can be verified by the replication of study by other methods, other persons, other instrument technique, any of the things that you are that cover in your research, it should be followed. Not a single way you can verify it and you can do it. Like for example, simple things I can come up with respect to the chemistry people. Whenever we are just synthesize any of the molecules, at the end of point what we are doing, we are just taking the physical parameters. Then after chemical studies, like for example we are performing thin layer chromatography. From that we are going to the FTIR, UV, mass, NMR. So these are the different technique that you have identified to give the final structure characterization. So with respect to that, what happened? We verified it structures by different tool, and from that we are come up with the result that this method is appropriate to synthesize a specific molecule that you are proposing. Okay, so it is required to verify it with respect to different perspective, and then you can come up with respect to your result. It is very important. Okay, next thing is that it's required. Research requires the courage. Courage, it means you are failing, again come up with respect to the new method, go with respect to the process, just go with respect to the new results and cite it. You should have belief in your research, in your method, in your process, in your knowledge, in your even in your guide also. Okay, so you should have belief in that, and definitely you will get the results. Sometimes what happen, you are finding that it's not working, it's not things going on, but still you need to stay over there and you need to perform your you need to perform your research, and you then after you need to go with respect to the work. So it is required. So these are the 12 characteristics which you definitely feel each and every step you will identify in your research, and then you know that how it will be going on. So these are the characteristic of the research they need to focus on for your research program. Now the thing is type of research. We are always looking at this phenomena that not a single type of research is going on. There are different type of research are going on. Basically we are performing whatever research that we are performing in life science, that is related to the experimental or analytical type of research, empirical research, but there are other research type of is also available. So we'll go with respect to one by one. So which type of research is there? First one is about the descriptive, conceptual, analytical, applied, fundamentals, qualitative, and quantitative. So these are the almost seven type of research that is available. This type of research will perform by different discipline. Even though same discipline, also they are performing different type of research also. But you need to fix what type of research that you are doing after understanding the type of the research. Okay, so let's we start with respect to the first, that is about the descriptive research. So generally descriptive research is whatever the phenomena that you are citing in your research, which are getting from the survey, fact finding inquiries, and then you are drawn with respect to the certain type of conclusion. Like for example, if you are identifying the survey, you are defining certain type of characteristic by the respondent. If you are doing fact finding inquiries, you are measuring the data, and from that you are coming with respect to the conclusion. Some type of conductive comparison that you are doing, certain type of validating the existing condition, and then after you are coming with respect to the different type of research at a different time, and whatever data that you are getting, you are proposing in your research. So generally the this type of descriptive type of research is basically on the theoretical you are performing, and it is a live result that you live research you are doing during the things. Like for example, if I am identifying any of the community, okay, I'm finding it's I'm getting the survey from that particular communities to understand their societal activities, their business, they're about something, their culture. So what I will do is I will take the survey of that particular communities, and from that particular survey will identify their social environment, will identify their business, their finance, the financial things, their culture, their societal mindness, what type of mind they are thinking processes there. That is come up with respect to this survey. And then after, if I'm putting the data to understand that particular community, it is come up with respect to the descriptive research. So the major purpose of the descriptive research is to give the description of the state of affairs that is already existing in present or in past. It's not relevant to the present, but in our past also. So this type of thing is come up with respect to the descriptive research. Next is about the conceptual research. Conceptual research, it means if you are proposing any of the theory, okay, like for example, you have come up with respect to the certain type of problems, and the result of that research problem will come up with respect to the ideas, or you can say that any of the theories, or you can say that any of the principles from that. Like for example, gravity of the earth, what is that? Is only the concept that is drawn by the scientists. So that's why it is come off with respect to the conceptual research. Okay, so conceptual research, it means you are proposing a certain type of theories which is very unknown, or you can say that the hidden theory that is available, a certain type of ideas which is very useful for the research audience, that it comes with respect to the conceptual researchers. So generally philosophers or thinkers, those who are doing a certain, who are generally developing a certain type of ideas and theory, then it is like, for example, you can say that they are considered as a conceptual research. Even though in our science also we can do very good research in that area also, okay, by collecting the data. And if you are proposing a new theory, then definitely it is considered as a conceptual research. Okay, generally once you are performing conceptual research, it does not involve any kind of practical experiments. Okay, so you are just discussing about the theory, some of the equations, some of the data that you are collecting, and from that you are come up with respect to the conclusion. So that's why it is called as a conceptual research. You are only relating your research with respect to the concept, ideas, and the theories. Sometimes it is also principle that you are drawing from your experiments, and that is come with respect to the results. Okay, this particular conceptual research will be a part of the literature to others also. Okay, so from the base of your theory, from base of your ideas, other people doing the research, they can come up with respect to results. So it will be having a very beneficial uh, knowledge that you are giving to the audience of your research. Next is about the analytical research. So, generally, analytical research, that is facts or information that is already available. You are just analyzing that, and you are giving a critical evaluation of that particular research. That is called as a analytical research. So, analytical research also having a subpoint, like for example, quantitative research and simply, you are simply give the analysis of that particular data and come up with respect to the result. So that's why it is called as a analytical research. Okay, next thing is about the applied or action research. Okay, this is very interesting because very productive. I can say that this particular research is very productive research, because this type of research always give the you can say that the immediate solution to the problem. Like for example, if you are from the life science, so definitely you are very well aware about the corona period. Okay, so during that corona period, we the people from the life science, we very interestingly, we know we required a certain type of drug, certain type of identification of the new virus about it. So many things that we need to identify, and we need to come up with respect to the result, which is very useful for the this cure against the coronavirus. So that is called immediate problems. Like for example, you are from the computer science, then if you are finding a new hacking things that is available, you are come up with respect to the solution, then it is also kind of immediate, or you can say that the applied or action research. So the thing is that you are come up with respect to the specific or immediate solution for that particular problems, and it might be useful for the society, those who are facing this type of problem. It might be useful for the industry or a business organization or any of the medical healthcare related to the organization. So you are coming with respect to the conclusion which are facing concrete social or business problems with different type of phenomena. It is a part of the applied or the action research. Like simple, I can say that nowadays we are always focusing on the a better environment. So to get the better environment, what we can do, we are very focusing on the environment. So many SDGs are there, and we need to follow it, because it's very important for to follow that particular SDG. So with respect to that, if you are come up with respect to the any of the research related to that, it is considered as applied of the action research, because you are targeting a certain type of problems which is very actual, very realistic, that is available right now. And it has an immediate effect again to the society, to the industry, or to the any of the people, those who are connected with respect to that. So that's why it is come up with respect to the applied or action research. Sometimes what happen, this type of research will be carried out in the social science, then economic science, then political trends, anything that you are giving recent things, then you can consider that particular research as applied or the action research. If I'm giving a simple example, like for example, from the those who are doing research in the literature, then in that case what happened, uh, you are targeting the one of the problem, they study how to improve the literacy in this particular teenager. So in that case what happened, what how can you target it? Okay, so this is a very realistic problem, or even each and every nowadays parents are facing this type of problem. So if you are doing a certain type of you are developing certain type of methods, technique, or anything that is people like teenagers, they are diverting to the literacy, or you can say that they are more study oriented. Then it is a real time research that you are doing, and you are targeting the problem which is very real time. So with respect to that, you can understand how the research can be effectively targeted to the people with respect to the applied or the action research. Research evaluation, research development, R&D, action research, market research. These are the different name of the applied or the action research that you can consider it. Next is basic and fundamental research. So generally what we are doing right now. So basic or fundamental research is mainly concerned with respect to the generalization or with the fundamentals formulation of the theory. So if you are generating any kind of theories or generalized phenomena of this thing, then it's considered as a research. So generally you can consider it as a pure research or basic research also you can consider it is. Okay, so if you are targeting any of the natural phenomena, and what are the problems due to the natural phenomena, and how its impact, how the natural phenomena are changing, so that is come up with respect to the basic research. Like for example, if you are working on the mathematical problems, so that is also come up with respect to the basic or the fundamental research. Like if you are physics people, if you are drawing a certain type of theory of different natural phenomena, then it's also come up with respect to the basic or the fundamental research. Sorry. Like for example, human behavior. Okay, so for example, if you are studying the effect of alcohol consumption on the human behavior, You are collecting the data. You are finding the how the human behavior are changing by consumption of the alcohol, how it will be changed, and how it will be impacting to the people's brain. So that is called as a fundamental of the uh, basic research. So there are the things that we need to keep it in mind, that if you are working on the basics or fundamental research, then we need to identify the generalization of that particular problem statement. Generally, this particular research is directed toward the finding of the information, which might be a broad base also, and it has a broad base application also in future also. So that's why it is required to target at that particular research to give the best result of the existing organized body of the scientific knowledge. So whatever the this research that you are proposing in your PhD program, it might be the very effective base for the other, because from that also, that only the people doing their research for future also. So these are the differentiation between the basic research and applied research. Like for example, basic research generally give the expand knowledge about the existing scientific knowledge, and applied research is a very scientific study which is helpful for solving the real life problems. Basic research is generally pure theoretically. Applied research is mainly based on the practical. Basic research can be applied for one or more than one research also, or you can say that it might be it might be give the solution for number of problems. So it has a wide application in terms of research, but applied research always based on that particular specific problem. Okay, if we discuss about the basic research, it will give you the knowledge, or you can be precise, that scientific knowledge and prediction. But applied research will give the new technology and techniques which might be useful for the basic research. Okay, generally the basic research is direct toward the finding the information. Definitely that information is not limited for the any of the single research, but it always have a broad base application. It is not limited to the single point of things that you can consider, but the applied research is always give the solution which is under consideration. So you can say that the basic research having a broad phenomena, applied research is very limited phenomena that we are doing in the your research during. Next is about the empirical research. So generally, the empirical research is based on the experience, or you can say that the experiments, or you can say that the observation. So data that is collected from the experimental, it is considered as a empirical research. So without the data, the empirical research cannot be considered, because it is required very different type of experimental data collection, and from that data only we can come up with respect to the conclusion. So it is required a database. You can consider this particular research as a database research also. So from that database you are coming with respect to the conclusion, and then that particular conclusion, or you can say that that particular database can be verified by the observation or the experiments. Then and that, if you are doing a certain type of research, then it is called as empirical research. Even though empirical research is also known as an experimental type of research. So that's why whenever they are performing any kind of experiments, and that kind of thing will be considered as a considered as a empirical research. A certain steps are very important to understand over here for the empirical research. Like for example, first of all, you need to design hypothesis, guess the problem, the result. You need to collect the data. You need to set up the experimental things to work on this particular data. You need to find out the variable which is under the study. You need to give the proof against the effect of the variables. Evidence you need to gather for the result conclusion, and then after you need to introduce your hypothesis. And with respect to that only, you can come up with respect to the result from the empirical research. Next is about the qualitative and the quantitative research. So, what is a qualitative and quantitative research? So, generally, quantitative research is based on the quantity and the amount. Like any of the experimental data you are getting, like for example, to give the mass, you can give the amount, any of the statistical data or any of the numbers that is related, which is give the quantitative information, then it is come with respect to the quantitative research. So generally, this particular phenomena will be apply once you are expressing any of the term in terms of quantity, any of the term that in terms of quantity. So that's why it is considered as a quantitative research. On other hand, you can say that the qualitative research, so qualitative research, it is a phenomena relating to or involving the quality or kind things, and that is come up with respect to the non-numerical things, or you can say that the no any kind of terminology will be based on the numbers, and it is called as a qualitative research. Like for example, any of the theory, any of the information, any of the principles, or any of the hypothesis that is related to the concept of that particular problem statement, it is considered as a qualitative research. Okay, like for example, if you are dealing with respect to the human behavior, okay, so that is does not require any kind of quantitative analysis which is required for that, so it may be considered as a qualitative research under this phenomena. Okay, like for example, this is very well known character identification of the research. Okay, so generally this is very famous picture you all might be know, that falling of apple will give you a two very big phenomena about it. And so if I'm getting the theory from this experiment, it is called as a qualitative analysis. If I am getting the numerical data from this particular experiment, it is considered as a qualitative analysis. So this is the best example for the qualitative analysis and the qualitative research. So this is all from my side. I hope you are getting a very good insight of the research, basic concept of the research, which are the nature. What is the nature of the research objectives? Then motivation is required to perform the research. And after characteristic of research and type of research that we have covered. Thank you. So these are the some of the links that I am sharing with you. If you have content, any type of content that you require for the research methodology and research ethics, that you are definitely get it from this link. Even I have quoted one of the very famous book, research methodology methods and techniques by C.R. Kothari. Very interesting book. Those who are doing PhD, I think, for understanding of research, I think this particular book should be read out. And few of the content that I have covered from this book also. So I'm very happy to cite this book and some of the links with respect to you. And this is about me, Dr. S. Mr. Jaraja. I shared my email address with you. So if you have any doubt, any question, any concern about your research, you can directly connect with me, and definitely I will try to give my best to solve your problems. Okay, so this is all from my side. Any question, any doubt, please share, discuss with me. I will definitely happy to answer you. Yes, sir, any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. But student haven't any questions from your sides, from our
Okay.
student sides? No,
Yeah,
sir.
definitely. Thank you so much. And I hope I covered so many things during this 1 hour, and it is definitely it will be helpful for the students. But still, if you have any query, any of doubt, you can write it to me. I have also mentioned my email address on the slides. Okay, sir. So this is all from my side. I think I completed on time. I think you have on next session also. So I'm concluding over here.
Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. It's a nice session from your side, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.